Invisible Dad sounded interesting. This was released in 1998. It's directed by Fred Olen Ray. It's written by Fred Olen Ray and Steve Latshaw. And we have a cast including Karen Black, Daran Norris, and William Meyers. And in general, I'd say it's not a bad film. It's an interesting enough story. It wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. I think there are a lot of things they could have done with this narrative. But what we got was not too bad as a one-time watch. It was a little slow to begin with, but about half an hour into it, bearing in mind the film's only an hour and a half, which is not a bad length, I'm not saying that, but it took about half an hour to establish the main narrative, and this is the fact that a machine in the Baily's house accidentally makes Doug's father invisible. He is, of course, our invisible dad. And while they're trying to work out why he became invisible and how to turn him back, they're obviously having to go about their lives, and with him being invisible, that's kind of difficult. And we do have some creative solutions, actually, temporary solutions, which I thought was quite interesting. And yeah, there is a little bit of fun. It definitely gives us some situations that are maybe a little bit fascinating, but as I said, it's maybe not as fun as I would have liked. But what we got was still pretty good. It's an interesting enough concept. It's an easy watch. It's fun. It's a little silly in places in a way that's quite charming. The characters are really likable. The performances are really good. I have absolutely no issues there. And the special effects with the invisible character, I thought was pretty decent as well. So that's not too bad. It's probably not one I'd ever watch again. But as I said, as a one-time watch, Invisible Dad is a fun enough narrative, reasonably well executed. Definitely a little slow to begin with. I know we need some time to set things up, but I was beginning to wonder when it was going to happen, so the pacing initially isn't great. But that aside, I thought Invisible Dad was a fun story. Definitely an easy watch, something to put on when you need a bit of company and you don't necessarily have the mental energy for something that requires a lot of concentration. It's fun. It works well. The performances are good. A little slow, but ultimately, I'd say Invisible Dad is not too bad. And if the concept sounds like something that might appeal to you, then I'd say it might be worth checking out.